puts up a tough shot. Bounces around, goes in at the buzzer. Working it down to 2-1, a deep three. Oh!
It's population.
That's how you win a game.
It's population. We hustle every day to find picks. You can tell us if you want to get rich. It's population. We robbing Underdog and PrizePicks. We the best in this biz. You ain't telling us shit. It's population. We love making money quick, fast. Cooking up a team card, the whole crew about to smash. It's population. We do it for the fam, so everybody let's cash. The dopest team you ever seen. Winning money, stacking G's. Bookies setting traps, but they'll never catch me. Some people get addicted like rats to the cheese, but I got one obligation to bring Johnny to his knees. Holding back the props till the morning he knows. They'll be fishing in the shack, plotting nukes with the bros. Only withdraw, never reload. Underrated to my amigos. We go with honest, we seeking the bloods. We know when a fucking cheat code. Party that I'm sweating, it can't be good for my health. Some might call it making bets, I call it investing in myself. I'm picking props like stocks, population for the win. Got my sips in by the buzzer now, let the games begin.
Unbelievable. What just happened? He did it.
It's population. It's population. It's population. We do it for the fam, so everybody let's cash.
We're back. What's up, bro?
How you doing? How you feeling? You're under the weather, right?
I'm a little under the weather, but you know, the show must go on. Money must still be made, sir.
I respect it, man. Well, we'll be quick then.
It's all good.
Because
Do your thing. Do your thing.
A lot of people are getting sick, man. But yeah, we got the start of the in-season tournament, the Cup, today. Believe it or not, these players are into this. So yeah, I think some of the games should be good. Some of them really high spreads. But looks like let's catch up on news. Tatum is now questionable. That's interesting. So midday downgrade, and Horford as well. I mean, do they really need them in this? We'll talk about this game first because it's the first game on the slate. Or I guess there's 3 games starting at the same time, 7:10 Eastern. But first one on the sheet. Yeah, do they really need them in this matchup where they were 15-point favorites? We'll see what the spread is now. Let's see. Okay, there we go. It was 15 points. What is it now? Still at 15. Looks like just the total went down. The 222 after that news. That's interesting. Man, Jaylen Brown. He's going to get so juiced if both Horford and Tatum are out here. A great spot for him against the Hawks. And a massive pace-up spot because the Hawks are running second fast pace, and they are one of the worst defenses too. So, but we just have to see what the lines are because I'm sure they pulled everything for that game. For the Celtics. Let's refresh. Or maybe are they just keeping the props up as if they're gonna play? If you want to roll the dice, I mean, you could take Jaylen Brown props now and hope Tatum sits out. But what was the exact news? I'm just getting caught up for the day on Tatum. I don't see it anywhere. That's weird. Okay. I don't see what the status is. Let me check RotoWire. That's weird though. Left ankle sprain. Oh, he rolled his ankle in that game on Sunday. Yeah, I mean, it definitely a boost to Peyton Pritchard, right? If Tatum's out too, not only JB but Pritchard. So what are the lines right now? Because they're definitely going to get bumped if we get that news. Decent amount of time. See, they're not. So we don't even have Pritchard props yet. That's smart by folks. Because if Tatum's out, I wonder, do they start? Queta, or do they start someone like Hauser? Like, do they want the size that they're gonna lose with Tatum and Horford? Or, I mean, I guess Queta could start for Horford, and then Pritchard could start. But they probably want to keep Pritchard off the bench as like a second unit scorer. But I'm sure Pritchard his minutes would be solidified, and he would play more minutes. Obviously, if Tatum was out, they're gonna need the scoring without Tatum there. So yeah, we'll just have to see, man. I mean, I'm sure if Tatum's out, and once we get Pritchard props, they're gonna be like, he's usually 15.5 points. I'm sure he'll go up to like 19.5 for sure. Yeah, Derek White, JB are the obvious starters to go roll with here, but yeah, I'm curious to see what Pritchard would be. Because I mean, I would say Derek White and Pritchard probably have the best matchup here because the Hawks, how many threes they give up and allow. So look at the team point data here, which I've been updating. Hawks allow the most 3-point attempts in the entire league, and they allow the most made as well. So they're just getting port on the 3-point line. Let's look at Derek White's matchup here. If we look at the shot chart, yeah, the Hawks defense here, they're dead last against the 3-ball, against guards. So yeah, I would say like maybe if Tatum's out, if I had a rank order, I'd say like JB's fantasy because he's going to get it done, especially on the glass. And then it helped to pick up the playmaking and ball handling more. Tatum out, kind of play the Tatum role, and then I go Derek White and Pritchard. Just depending on what kind of line you can get here. Just Pritchard's either 3-point pop or straight up points. Yeah, Derek White's fantasy would be good too. Let's see, they adjust the fantasy line 35. What was it this morning? It was 35. That's what I have. I haven't projected if the game goes a distance, which I doubt it because the Hawks don't have Trae Young, which we'll get into. If it goes a distance, I mean, I have him for like 37 fantasy, so it's about accurate. But yeah, I mean, obviously, if Tatum's out, it's going to go up probably 37.5, 38. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. If you want to roll the dice now, I have no idea. I've not looked into any like reports on Tatum, so I have no idea if he's going to play or not. What's up, Ren? Do we think Derek White is a smash shot? I mean, for sure. Guards like him just been torching the Hawks, especially with fantasy. Yeah, JB too. I mean, it's just like the only concern is the blowout risk here. I mean, let's look at the Hawks lineup, right? They don't have Trae Young, which is massive, obviously, and he started off the season really good, and he's a big reason why the record is what it is, being a mediocre team. I mean, they were at 1.500 and they started losing some more games, but man, yeah, without Trae, who just commands the floor and does everything for him. I know Jalen Johnson can do a lot for him, but you have to rely on a rookie and some just secondary guys who aren't really primary ball handlers like Dyson Daniels. He's kind of like he can't ball handle and distribute, but I mean that's not his style, man. He's more of a wing and D, and then David Roddy is more like a wing and small forward too. So yeah, I mean they have this guy they called up from the G League, Wheaton, that can use an emergency situation for ball handling, but they probably don't want to go to him. Yeah, it's just gonna be heavy lifting for Jalen Johnson, and then obviously Daniels out of here, but I just worry about the game going the full distance. I would say maybe first half, Derek White and JB for sure. But it just really depends if Tatum's playing. I don't want to take first half and choose between Tatum and JB because their lines are so high. Yeah, I mean, they're both over 20 fantasy. So, I mean, we've seen already this season Tatum go off in the first half and JB just like do nothing in the first half. So, I feel better about it knowing Tatum was out. But if you want to take the risk now, I would say Derek White first half fantasy is not bad. And just hope Tatum sits. I don't mind that. Let's just take a look. He's been getting that done. He's been living right around that with Tatum playing like 16, 23, 34 fantasy, 25 fantasy. And these are, I mean, he just had 34 in that matchup against Atlanta, which we talked about. But that was because JB was out too, though, right? So take that in consideration. So just, kind of give you an idea what to expect if Tatum's out. I mean, the ceiling for Derek White in the first half when one of those main guys are out, especially in this matchup against the Hawks. So I would say that 17.5 is not bad right now. I'm sure it'll go up to 19.5 or 25 if Tatum's rolled out. So if you want to, like I said, if you want to roll the dice now, this would be the time to grab it. But it's just kind of weird that the props aren't all pulled in the books. So maybe they know something that he's actually going to play. They're not concerned about it.
Brent says Dyson Daniels is the play from the Hawks. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah. I mean, he does it all, right? And he leads the league in steals.
He said defensive monster right on cue.
Yeah, I was talking about that the other day. He leads the league. Let's see, NBA steal leaders. This is not. But I just want to show like how the difference in how far ahead of he is of everyone else. It's crazy. Nice Daniels. Oh, he's number one. But what is the total steal count here? No, I don't want steals per game. I want per game. Totals here. He has 30 steals. The next closest guys are at 21. That's crazy. I mean, that's huge difference for steals, like which most guys average like 3 at best. And he's at 9 ahead of everyone else. Jalen Williams and Poole right behind him, or not right behind him, but just behind him at 21. Yeah, and he's got blocks too. I always just take his fantasy when I play him because he does it all. He'll rebound, he'll play make here and there, and then he just doesn't score that much. But obviously with Trey out, he's gonna have to. He's just not a really good outside shooter. But yeah, he can definitely force turnovers on guys like JB and if Tatum plays, but. I think the fantasy still the full game is still too low. But again, the issue is the game environment and does it go the distance? Because you're going to need it to go the distance. So it's at let me think a little bit. It's at 31. I haven't projected if it goes normal minutes. I got him projected at 33. That's with his numbers with Trey on the court. So I'm sure his fantasy point per minute is going to go up even more with Trey off the court. I just don't have that data because we haven't seen Dyson's new to this team and we just don't have that much data. His Trey's played in every game, and I'm sure their staggered minutes are very minimal. So I'm sure you could bump this up even more to like 36. So yeah, I think 31 is still too low for him, and I think the only thing that's going to hold him back is just time on the court, and that's due to blowout. So. You consider the first half, it's starting to get pretty high. I think they juiced a little bit. Well, let's double check. For those that are playing on PrizePicks, I think it's okay, no. I thought it was 16.5, so it's only 15.5. It's a direct addition. It's starting to get high. He used to be around 13.5 and 14, so it's starting to get up there for the first half. But again, they're gonna he's gonna have to play big minutes. He's gonna have to play like probably up near 20 minutes in the first half. Let's see what I think he's playing around 18. with Trey on the court, but let's take a look. And then we'll move on. His minutes have started gone up, like 17, 20, 18 minutes. So I would say minimum he plays 18. But yeah, see, it's right there on the line, man, because he's had a couple games of 16 fantasy. It just matter. He's got to get those stocks, right? But I mean, look in the first half, he's averaging about over 2 stocks in the first half. So, but yeah, you're gonna need those stocks for sure. Because the scoring's not there, but again, the trade out, hopefully goes up double digit here in the first half. He's only taken in the first half only like 3 or 4 shots, so you're really relying on those stocks, man. Let's look at a stock prop. I took it. They had him at a demon last game we played. It was 2.5 for the demon PrizePicks alt line, and he had like 6, so. He crushed this demon steel line. Let's see what they have him. 1.5. Don't mind that if you're playing in the books, but it's massive juice at minus 165 on FanDuel. So, but if you maybe if you alt it up, I mean, he's getting about on the season. He's averaging 3.3 steals as of right now. So, yeah, and then I mean, we've seen the stealing and potential of the rookie, Zachary. So, but it's a rookie, and there's throughout the season they're gonna be up and down, up and down, up and down, ebb and flow. So you're really rolling the dice when you take guys like him. But I'm sure again his shot volume's gonna go up and trade out. And then Jalen, yeah, he's gonna have to do a lot. He's probably gonna ball handle a lot. Probably gonna try to set the offense a lot. His lines are still high, so if the game he doesn't play his full minutes, you're gonna want to play 38, 40 minutes with these lines. And his 3-point shooting, man, he's been he started off the season pretty cold, but his volume has been steady. He's taking about 6 threes, 6, 7. But that's with him playing like 39 minutes. So, yeah, he was struggling from 3 early on. He's shooting I think 1 of 5 a lot. So, with his lines being so high and me worried about this game, I'm probably gonna stay away. They have this fantasy at 43.5. That's spot on what I have him projected for. So, I would say if anything, you consider the first half, but it's pretty high. It's at 1.5. So. Yeah, I would just see. I doubt we get David Roddy props because it's not actually for certain that he's even going to start. I have him right now starting, but it could easily be Garrison Matthews. I just figured they like having Garrison come off the bench as their second unit scorer, so it would make sense to have Roddy in there. But maybe they want to use Roddy and use Roddy as kind of a ball handler for the second unit. I can see either scenario. So. And then with Roddy, you want his fantasy prop of anything or PRA because he just does it all. He gets stocks as well. So, and unfortunately, when guys like this, we don't have them until later in the day before lock. We usually don't get their fantasy line, which sucks. So, yeah, with him, I usually do that. But let's put Dyson on our notes, early looks. And I think for this game, guys, if I'm going to play it. And you know how I feel about Celtics game. Watch the stream. I mean, I might just stay away. But if I were to play it and dabble in it, I would stick to the first half, unless Tatum's out. If Tatum's out, then maybe the Hawks can hang for 4 quarters. Unless just Derek White goes nuclear from 3 like he has been. Which he could in this matchup. Next game is ugly. We don't really have to talk about it, man, unless you guys want to. But Heat at Pistons. Bottom 5 in pace for both teams. This should be a snail pace game. That's the 216 total. Has it changed since then? The public's driving the total down. It's at 214 now. They know. I mean, this is gonna be 50-point quarters. So. It's pretty ugly. I mean, I would say the interesting thing is that Jimmy Buckets being out just opens a little bit more up for guys like Bam and Hero. Rozier's just like steady, very mid things, but I would say Rozier. I mean, Hero would be the way to go, but yeah, I just don't like the game environment. I don't like the pace, total, or anything like that for him. If it was maybe a little bit better matchup. And the Pistons, they actually haven't been. They're not as bad on defense as they were the last 2 years. I would say this younger core and these new guys they brought in, the defense has actually gotten a little bit better. So, yeah. I kind of smash spot as they used to be. And Durant's questionable, so we got to wait on that. But let's just look at Hero's matchup on their shot chart here. So they're actually, the Pistons are top 5 in transition defense. Okay, that's interesting. See, a lot of the metrics here, man, they're spot up shooting, they're average, they're almost top 10 in handoff defense on the pick and roll. Their off screen defense is top 5. They just struggle a little bit to the pick and roll ball handling on guards. Their 3-point defense has stepped up too. They're top 10 in 3-point defense. So that means they're switching better on defense. I'm good on this, guys. They bumped it down. Okay, well, shit. I had Ivy under 18.5 points as an early look. He looked awful last game on Sunday. I think he's starting to come back down to earth. He started the season really hot from 3, shooting at a really, really high clip for him, like almost 40% from 3. And most of his points come in transition or the three ball. Like most of the time, it's transition when I'm watching him. He's just like full speed ahead, attacking the basket. So yeah, the Heat they're almost top 5 in transition defense. And what he struggled with was last game on Sunday was the Rockets are top 5 in transition defense, and I saw it. Like they clogged the lanes and didn't let him score in transition. So that's why he finished with 8 points. He really struggled. I wouldn't be surprised if he struggled again today. Although he had good history against the Heat. Let's see. Last season, I think Cade might have been out. Let's see. No, he did not. Sorry, he had bad games here. 38 minutes, 14 points. Cade played in all these games. Okay. Yeah, see, this is the Ivy I'm used to. 0-5 from 3. Scoring free throws, 6 of 15 from the field. That's typical. Well, that sucks. They bumped him down already. I really liked that 18.5 because they played the Heat already this season, right? Yeah, and he finished with 18 on the dot. Yeah. But he made 5 threes. Like, is that going to happen again? I doubt it, man. 5 of 9 from 3. That's what I'm saying, man. He was shooting ridiculous 3 in the beginning of the season here. I think his lines are going to start coming back down. That's just how I feel. His points went down as well. That's it. Wow. So he was at 22.5. He's been at 23.5, and now he's all the way down at 21.5. His usage is just insane, man. We took his under first half PRA on Sunday. He wasn't doing anything scoring wise, and then he went 2 of 2 from 3 in the first half, and got a lucky offensive rebound kick out with 24 seconds left, and he was wide open in the corner, just sitting there. And someone got the rebound from the Ivy miss, and he just hits a 3, and it puts him exactly over the PRA by 1. Right before half. It was such a bad beat. But I mean, yeah, his usage is just insane. Watching the entire game, and he's the whole team, and I mean, especially when Ivy takes a back seat. I mean, at one point in the game, there was not a single player on his team that had double-digit points, and it was going into the fourth quarter, and he had 20 points at that time. Everyone else, I think the next highest person on the team was at 8 points at the time. It was Hardaway Jr. So, or Malik Beasley, one of the two. They're pretty much doing the same. Yeah. He's just got a bunch of bums around him, and it's just Cade. So, is he going to hit threes like that every game? No. His 3-point volume has been pretty low lately. He's taking around 4 attempts every game. It's happened that he hit 2 in the first half of that game. So, yeah, that makes his unders a little bit scary, but head to head, he's gone over this line 2 out of 4 games last season. No Jimmy Butler, so it makes the Heat defense a little bit weaker, especially since I bet Butler would have pushed on him a lot. So, yeah, I'm just gonna leave him alone, but I would consider Ivy's under. Ivy's back to 18.5. There you go. So, if you want to consider it, and then that's about it, man. I'm not gonna mess with Bam. I would say maybe we can consider his free throws at 3.5 with the Pistons how they foul, but and that's how he's getting most of his points so far this season. 21% of his points. So I like that Props Madness added first quarter points now. So that's good. He is not getting it done in the first quarter, guys. Woo! He's taking about 2 to 3 shots. He's hit. Yeah, he went over. He had 7 because he hit a 3 in that game against the Nuggets. He hit a 3 against the Wizards in the first quarter too. Without that 3, he would be averaging, man, right around like 3.5 points. That's nasty. What about Tyler Hero? He's got some pretty massive stealing first quarters here. All right, yeah. But let me know if you guys have anything else. Where were we? Hornets at Magic? I got nothing for this, man. I would fade this so fast. I mean, LaMelo probably has the best matchup, and besides Goga in this entire game on both sides. So if I rank it, I would say Melo and Goga. Yeah. I mean, Goga should have. This would be a great offensive rebound spot for him too. Like he had. We took his offensive rebound at 3.5 against the Wizards. He had like 6. Should be the same case. Oh, it's at 3.5 again. Should be the same case today. With the lack of rebounding that the Hornets have, but let's check the data. The Wizards give up the most offensive rebounds. Then the Warriors, Pacers, and then OKC and the Jazz. For those that are interested in the offensive rebound props, but it's still early in the season. As data comes in, these rankings are going to fluctuate, obviously. But Charlotte's about average or below average, actually. So maybe it's because of their team rebounding efforts. But they just give up so much. Maybe it's just they're giving up so much defensive rebounds because how much they're missing and breaking. So maybe, yeah, that's what it seems like because they're not giving up that many offensive rebounds per game. So it must all be lopsided. I bet you they're like number 2 in or top 5 in defensive rebounds. So, but yeah, I mean overall it should be a good rebounding spot for Goga here. I just want to check. I want to see. I'm curious now. Opponent defensive rebound. Nope. So maybe it's just strictly to the center position. Okay. Because yeah, I feel like all the centers just eat on the glass versus them. Let's just take a look at Gogo's lines. I like his fantasy because he's been getting stocks, but the problem is that like the Hornets, when they go small ball, like he could get run off the court here. Because what happens is like Taj will start but then he'll end up playing only 16 to 18 minutes, and then the rest of the game the Hornets go small. And the Magic could easily do the same, right? They could run Jonathan Isaac at the 5. They could run more Mo Wagner, who's more of like a faster big who likes to play up pace in transition. So he could get run off the court. He could play less minutes here for sure. So if you like him, I would stick to like first quarter, first half, because I imagine because with Taj all his minutes are front loaded. He'll play most of them in the first half and the first quarter and second quarter. So if you wanted access to go here in this matchup, I would say the first half, and then LaMelo. Melo has the best spot here. Yeah, the 14 half. I think Goga's been clear on that too. Like I said, Melo point guards have been feasting against the Magic lately, especially like Banchero out. Especially scoring. Like Alvarado dropped 25, Poole just dropped 25 on him, and they're racking up RA in fantasy. So, and LaMelo's taken what 29. His last 2 games took 29 and 30 shot attempts with since Miles Bridges has been out. Yeah, look at Goga. Last 4 games here, but these are all really good matchups for him. OKC 20, fantasy Pacers 26, Pelicans 21, and the Wizards 23. So he's had over 20 fantasy in his last 4 games in the first half. But very favorable matchups here. I would say the Hornets. You could throw the Hornets in that category. They've always been a target spot for centers for us. So, but just keep in mind, like the Hornets are a little bit different this year because they don't have Mark Williams right now. They don't have Nick Richards, so they're running small a lot. That's what happened to Drummond. Drummond got ran off the court when the Hornets played Philly, so he did not start in the second half.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I just saw that coming. I just saw because they were just running up and down the court, and he was just walking and getting burned in transition. There's no way he could have lasted out there. LaMelo, I would just say just go with the points. Their 3-point prop here, man. Like the shot volume's insane. I'm sure, but the problem is like his 3-point prop is 4.5, isn't it? It's like Steph level. Let me just go to prop. I don't know why I'm there. That's just I can't do that, man. I don't even play Steph's 3-point prop, and he hits that a lot, like Melo. But sheesh, 4.5. I can't do it. Points. I don't mind the 26.5. I mean, the playmaking. I don't trust it because all the guys around him are bums except Brandon Miller. And they're just so bad. They're getting blown out by bad teams. Like, they were getting blown out by Philly, man. With no one. Just, like, a minute restricted Paul George. So, the Magic could even handle them easily without Banchero here. But we'll see. I mean, if it's going to stay close, it's going to be because of Melo. So, yeah. I would just say anything point-wise, scoring-wise for Melo. And get some access to Goga here in the first half. That's all I got, guys. I'm good. I mean, Jalen, he's coming back down to earth. Okay. But let me know if you guys have anything else. Okay, Knicks Sixers. This is probably another game. With Embiid being back, his first game back. Maybe look to go to him. I mean, he's going to have something to play for, but, I mean, how many minutes is he going to play? I don't know. I am projected for, like, 29, 30. I don't know. I guess we can look. Let's just quickly look when he missed that extended time. Was it last year or 2 years ago when he missed extended time and came back? How many minutes he played in his first game back? I can't remember what season it was. I know there was a period where he lost or missed out on a big amount of time. Oh, it's right here. Right? Yeah. He sat out from end of January till April? Yeah, that's when. Oh, right. This is when he injured his knee against Kuminga coming up like fell on the ground and bumped into his knee, and he had that knee issue. Came back and he played 29 minutes. Look at that, guys. It was on the dot, man. All right. He played 29 minutes his first game back. I remember this. Yep. Okay. I wasn't tripping that. I thought it was last year. So there you go. I think about 29, 30 minutes. He dropped 24 points. What's his line at? Is that are the bookies setting him at that line? Are they looking at this data too? They are. Look at these guys. 24 and a half. They know. They do the same kind of research we're doing. So we want to know how bookies are coming up with their shit, man. They know. Yeah, because he had exactly 24 points on the dot in 29 minutes.
They know, but they can't keep up with everything.
They can. That's true. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that's appropriate line. What's his PRA at?
We just pass until you see a Drummond under again.
I know, that's all I want. What's his PRA set at? 37 and a half? Yeah. I think the playmaking is interesting with Maxey being out. I'm just curious, like how are him and Paul George gonna work? I have no idea. I don't think they know either. Like, they haven't even really had practice time probably together. Probably done like walkthroughs and stuff, but like, man, I don't know. Like, Paul George does not work with centers. Like, I'm telling you, I've watched him throughout all his years, and he doesn't pass to them. He doesn't look to go to them. All he likes to do is drive and kick it out to outside shooters, or just take it to the basket or shoot it a mid-range fadeaway to himself. So it's gonna be weird, man. I don't know. They're both like very similar, and like they need to be ball dominant guys and shoot, and they have to shoot consistently to stay on fire and score. Like, Embiid's not good at taking long breaks off. Me personally, like, I get people might be excited for Embiid being back. I want to play him, but betting wise, I think it's smart to just stay away. We don't know. There's too much unknowns, and I say when there's that many unknowns for betting, you stay away. It's not worth it. We want as many unknown factors and variables in our betting process as possible. So, hey, for me, if you're into narratives, Mikal Bridges is from Philly. His mom, has worked at the Sixers arena. So he likes getting up for these games. So if you're into that, but I'm not into Mikal. So, you can see when he played at Philly last year, he dropped 23 points when he was on the Nets. Made 5 threes. And then the last game of the season, last time he faced him in Philly, he played like dog water, 8 points. So there you go. That's Mikal for you, man. I'm good on the Knicks. I'm staying away from. I just keep fading them. Cat keeps doing his thing, but see how he does against good old Embiid. How did he do last year against them? 23 points. Both meetings. There you go. I got nothing on that, man. Raptors Bucks. So this is an absolute smash spot for Giannis, right? I mean, we've been attacking the Raptors every single game with players that just get it done in the paint, and Giannis gets it done in the paint. And yeah, they can't stop slashers like him. They can't stop guys who are active on the glass, putbacks, scoring in the paint. So I think, and there's no Dame, right? So Giannis should do his thing with ease in this matchup. He should get fouled a lot. Raptors are like top 3 in fouls. Free throw attempts allowed. Let's see. They're actually number 1 right now in most free throw attempts allowed. And it's just because they have a lot of young guys on their team that just make really dumb fouls, like Grady Dick and Mogbo.
Guess what his free throws are?
6.5.
6 flat.
Yeah, he's He's doing typical Giannis things. He's shooting horrible. I took his under free throws against the Celtics on Sunday, and I got lucky because he went like 6 of 11. So he actually got fouled with 10 seconds left.
He's just he's too big and buff to be able to have touch.
I know. So, but man, the usage, guys. I mean, he's gonna have the ball in his hands every possession he's out there.
I love it. It's just his props are so high, huh?
Yeah, but the
34 points. Oh my god.
Yeah, well, what I'm gonna do today, when I build like a flip parlay, I think I'm just gonna alt his lines, especially his points, and just eat the juice, but then stack it with other plays in a parlay to get better payout odds. So I think that's the way I'm approach it. I'm not gonna take the raw line, because you need the game to go perfect, and you need the Raptors to hang in there, which they should. I mean, the Bucks struggle with even when they're at full strength. So there's no Middleton, there's no Dame, it's just Giannis. Yeah, but the free throw is interesting. If he just shoot a little bit better, he can at times. Like I said, he's gonna have the ball in his hands every single possession, and he's gonna be attacking the basket a lot. So, and the Raptors are number one. I mean, he was super aggressive against the Celtics. He took like 12 free throws, 11. He went 6 of 11. So, yeah. The 6-5 feels a little bit better, more push potential. First quarter, we went off, right? Why am I still on Cat? No, we don't watch Cat. 19 points against the Celtics. That's what Dame played. Played a little bit more minutes, which is good to see in the first quarter. Traditionally he only plays about 8 to 9, but he's been playing 10 to 12 minutes now, and I imagine with Dame being out, probably get minimum 10 minutes here. It's at 8.5 points. I'm probably gonna alt it down to the next step down. I don't want to rely on 5 baskets from him in the first half. I'd rather rely on 4. So if I can get at 7.5, probably take that. I doubt he's going to hit a 3. He did against the Celtics, and that was his first 3-pointer in the first quarter all season. So, yeah, and then Bobby, great spot for him for all the reasons I just said. And I bet he picks up more minutes here because they're going to need him for scoring with Dame out, obviously. But, yeah, I would say his PR is probably the thing I always target with him, and their rebounds will be there against the Hornets, who bleed rebounds to center. So and points. Yeah, they're like bottom 5 category against centers here in the paint. What's his PR at? It's at 22.5. It's juiced with Dame out for sure. Let's just look quickly at last season with Dame out. He only cleared it 3 times. Okay.
Oh, Props Madness is using it that way, huh? That's dope.
Uh-huh.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. I think that's it for me on the Bucks. Either Bobby or some altered line of Giannis's like points or PRA. I'll also say like I think AJ
Ayton is questionable. Ayton.
Who?
DeAndre Ayton, questionable now.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. I would say look out if AJ Green gets a start. Then that means Giannis is going to ball handle even more so. Because AJ Green is more of a spot up 3-point shooter. But I would say look if AJ Green gets a start, look out for his 3-point prop. This kid can get super hot from 3. If Giannis is driving and kicking out to him, I think just depending on what the 3-point prop line is, because if he's starting, maybe do they keep it at 1.5? That would be really nice, but it's probably gonna be 2.5, I imagine. Let's just quickly look at him. This is Underrated's favorite player, by the way.
How'd you know that?
Yeah, I mean he's shooting 60% from 3 this year, and that's on. I mean, it's low attempts, but it's not too low. It's not like a Draymond Green like average, like, oh, I shoot 39%, but I'm only taking 2 threes a game. He's still taking 4.2 threes a game and shooting at 60% on the season. So that's his thing. It's just 3-point shooting. I would look out for that. We're probably not going to get his props until the starting lineup is dropped or announced, and that's why we only have $3 players in the books right now. So I'll jot it down. Maybe I'll alter it to 1.5 if we get his props. But yeah, I mean, obviously I'll rank it Giannis and then alt points. I'm not gonna mess around. I mean, he could. It's a good rebounding spot, but man, he's just gonna be looking to get his buckets. I would just say primarily the points, man. Bobby, PR, and then AJ Green 3-point prop. If AJ Green's starting, then I think he's gonna play big minutes here. So, all right, cool. And the Raptors, yeah, quickly still gonna be on a minute restriction. If he plays, he's questionable. So I don't know. It's not really worth playing his props, and then you never know what you're gonna get from Dick. Is he gonna come out? Is he gonna go 2 of 15, or is he gonna go nuclear like he did for the 3-game stretch? I say just fade him, but RJ. I mean, RJ's definitely gonna get the scoring done in this matchup, but you'll see a lot of Giannis for sure. So I'm good on the Raptors, man.
I heard RJ likes Dick.
Yeah, RJ does like Dick. They are good friends. Suns of Jazz. So that's interesting. Yeah, we got Nurk questionable, and then the interesting thing here is I was gonna say is Kessler's out. So I think what they'll do is they'll start Eubanks here, because Eubanks has been the direct sub for Kessler.
Yeah, I can go till 220 if you want to.
That works for me.
Okay.
And yeah, you see here they just basically do like a hockey sub, right? They just do the whole second unit and the whole first unit. They don't stagger anything. So the second unit is it's Patty at point, Clarkson, Collins, Johnny Uzang, and Eubanks at the 5. So the thing what will happen is that Eubanks will probably move into the starting 5 position, and then I think what they'll whenever someone's out in the front court, they either start or play him more. Flipkowski, they could start him, but I think it depends on the Nurk news. Because I think the last time Kessler was out, I think they started Kyle. Actually, we can confirm that. So it could be Kyle or it could be Eubanks. Pretty sure he missed the game. Well, figure it out, but it doesn't really matter unless you're playing like DFS. I'm not gonna mess with any of those guys. Yeah, it's either gonna be Kyle, Filipkowski, or Eubanks, and then Collins will still run the second unit in terms of scoring production. So yeah, man, Jazz are nasty. I would consider maybe some unders here, man. Only thing is that KD's out, so that's why it's only a 5.5 point spread. It would have felt better if KD was playing, because then you have like the blowout potential. Because Jazz has just been getting mopped. They're so bad, man. And losing KD hurts defensively for the Suns too. I mean, I will say, the Suns have been playing overall pretty solid defense. Yeah. I would say this is a really good matchup for Beal and Booker, obviously. But I mean, the lines are probably so high with KD out, and then having solid games. The first game out with KD out. What is it at? 28.5. So now we're getting up to like normal Booker range back in the day. And Beal 22.5 is too high. We got Beal at 18.5 with the game on Sunday when that was KD's first game out, and then they bumped it to 19.5 before tip, and then now it's 22.5. I mean, it's a good spot, but I can't do it, man. I will say D-Book is back to playmaking and racking up RA with KD out. It's a good RA spot, but I'm sure it's RA's juice now after that last game. 11.5. It's not too bad.
It says Tatum's available.
Oh, okay.
Horford's available too.
And that makes me like full game even more for that game. Full game props. He had 24 potentials. Game went to overtime though, right? I think it did. 24 potentials. He played. I mean, that's in 43 minutes because of overtime, and then but on the season with KD playing, he was averaging about 12, 13. So yeah, I would say. How's his rebound? His rebound's gonna be up and down. That's the only thing. Sometimes you have like spike rebounds and then or just average around 4, but man, some of these games he only had 1 rebound with KD out. So who's affecting that? Is it Royce O'Neal? Probably. Beal had 8 rebounds. Yeah. I don't know, man. Maybe the PA or just take straight up points. You could consider first quarter points here for D-Book. The assist line 7.5. That's pretty high with Tyus still being there, but man, he is getting it done though. And speaking of Dunn, they really like this kid Ryan Dunn on the team, but I think he's been dealing with an injury, so he's been in and out recently. But good spot for him at a low line. Once his lines drop, is he actually back? I think he was either sat last game or the game before that. He's back. Okay. Did he play last game? He did play. He only played 21 minutes. I mean, I don't know if that's what the other books will have, but 9.5 is not bad in this matchup. Maybe we can pick up a little bit more minutes in garbage time if it gets out of hand. All right. T-Wolves at Blazers. So we got 2 late night hammer games. This is the other one. This is one of them. We just saw this matchup, and now Aiden's questionable. Gobert already smashed Gobert or with Aiden playing in that recent matchup. Take Aiden out. Even better spot for Gobert. Let's just see. He at 13 rebounds. He only 15 rebounds. He only played 23 minutes because it was a blowout. So, if he would have played his normal 33 minutes, you got on 10 minutes. How many rebounds, is this a 20 rebound game for him? And that's why he only had 8 points because he only played at 23 minutes. He went off in the first half that game for sure. So I would say first half if you want access to him, in case Aiden's out too, especially. He had 26 fantasy in the first half in 14 minutes. He only played 14 minutes too. He only plays 16. So
Emmanuel quickly to miss at least a week.
Well, there you go. So Davion Mitchell moved back in starting and playmaking. So maybe RJ Barrett under assist. But the matchup, man. I don't know. Look out for actually Davion's assist prop. It might be interesting if it's less than 6. If it's 6.5 or less, or it should be 6.5. Yeah, Gobert should have an easy time, especially if there's no Eden. But he has great history against the Blazers for sure. But it's Gobert, man. Be careful. Guy will burn you. He'll break your heart and won't care. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, every game he's crushed that he's played against him, including this season and last season. 30, 19, 24, 19, 26. That's from this season we just saw. So, yeah, what do we have as first half fantasy? Again, I'm only doing first half here because Tebow's just absolutely obliterated them. 16.5. That's his normal line. So, obliterated them. And now if you take out Ayton, tough sledding. So with that said, I'm good on everybody else, man. I mean, Ant went off in that meeting. He could easily do it again today, but probably gonna. He was out there stat padding too, but I don't want to count on that. Yeah. I think. Yeah, he played the most minutes out of the starters. He played 30 minutes, even in the blowout. Yeah, he gets it done versus them, man. But I just worry about the game, especially if Ayton's out. Ayton's been carrying a lot of the heavy lifting for them. So, I would say probably first half. I would say Gobert first half fantasy, and then access to Julius Randle too. All right, last game. Game of the day. It's Clay Day. That's what we call it. That's what we're calling it around here. Everyone's hyped around here, man. It's gonna be pretty emotional, weird feeling seeing Clay not in the number 11 Golden State Warriors jersey in the Chase Center. So, yeah.
You're not gonna go boo him.
You're
not gonna go boo him at the game.
No, man.
No one's gonna boo. Everyone loves him.
No. Everyone loves him, man. He's a hero here. He's a legend. He's an absolute legend in the Bay Area, and they're going to give him a standing ovation. They're going to start with the video they made for him.
Is E40 coming?
Oh yeah, E40 will be there on the side, and the court side, and then Steph's going to give a speech. I think maybe Steve Kerr will say something, and then we'll see. Does Clay grab the mic? Does he say something to the fans? I mean, he's trying to keep that killer instinct right now. He's like, I'm focused on the game. I want to win. So he's kind of being stoic, and he wants to, be chill about it. But like, yeah, we'll see, man. When you get in that situation, like everyone around him, like Kyrie, Jason Kidd, everyone's saying like this is gonna be a real emotional night, and like, we'll see how he reacts. But
it will be fun. It'll be a good game.
It will be. And the thing about Clay is that like, he always shows up when he needs to, right? Like that's why his game sticks Clay, because when the team needed him the most, he always showed up. Now his last game as a Warrior, he didn't, right? He went 0-10 in that playing game, but I think that was just because he doesn't care about the team anymore. He obviously was ready to move on. There was a huge fallout due to contract reasons and other things, but yeah, he's gonna have that motivation behind him. He's gonna have all the emotions, and then like I said, Clay, when he needs to show up, he usually does. So I'm betting on that. I laddered his points. I'm doing it because I'm just I'm excited about the game. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen, and yeah, I think if once like one or the first couple threes go in, he's not gonna stop shooting, and he's just gonna make it rain, and he's gonna keep feeding off that energy. So last night I got at 13.5 points. Right away, it just kept bumping up and up because the public's driving it. So he's at all up to 15.5, and I haven't checked recently. So yeah, give me the Clay. I think Luka's assists are live because he's gonna be feeding it to Clay. If Clay's hitting his threes, I think you can consider Luka's free throws, and then I think Steph could have. I think Steph could have a monster game as well. But I think, yeah, because Steph's going to be feeding off that motion. He already said it's going to be a really emotional night for him. And, yeah, I think, it was good seeing his minutes back up and him having a good game last game against OKC. This is at home, and this is a cup game. So if you wanted to run it back with like a Clay, Steph stack, totally get it. So, yeah, man, I think it should be a good game. It's a 2.5 point spread, 232 total. That was from last night. Let's see what it's at now. What the public thinks. Well, they're driving up the total, 235, same spread. The Mavs are looking to get right after dropping a couple games. They're a much better team than what their record shows. I think that, they're obviously gonna be a really good team once playoffs come around. It could be a playoff preview here. I think it should be an awesome game. Both teams near top 10 in pace. Both teams top 5 in 3-point attempts, 3-point percentage shooting. So we should see a lot of 3 balls going up here. And I hope it just lives up to its potential. And it's on TNT. So it's gonna be it'll be a later tip because of all the ceremonial stuff. They're gonna do the fans are gonna do something with their hats that they're getting from Clay, or the Clay hats, the captain hats. So it should be interesting. I'm just gonna ride it. Clay, he could easily go 1 of 12, or you drop 9 threes tonight. So you're gonna get one of them. I'm gonna bet on the side that Clay shows up from the Clay that I know. Game 6 Clay, he has to show up in a game like this. Because it's not only a revenge game, but it's also his legacy and showing up for making a statement about his just overall legacy and career. So and we're only gonna get this one time ever. It's rare you get this kind of coming home narrative. I can't think of one in the Bay Area. Because on Jerry Rice, Montana, I don't think they ever came back and played.
AOD says Steph's gonna score 7.
7?
Sorry, Clay's gonna score 7.
Clay's gonna score 7? Yeah,
no,
he could.
He meant threes. Steph 12 threes, Clay 7 threes, Kyrie 3, Luka 4. You got it.
That would be cool, right? The Splash Bros going at it against each other like that. That would be cool.
That's probably gonna happen.
It could happen. They could be trading off, motivated by each other, feeding off each other. You know what? It's also going to be interesting is they're probably going to Steph's probably going to guard Clay a lot, because if Wiggins plays, you're going to have Wiggins on Luka. They're
going to let each other shoot like an all-star game. That's what's going to happen.
Because they're best friends, man. They're like brothers. So it's going to be cool, man. Do they have a 3-point combo for both of them? They should do that. They do. Okay. That's a fun one. I don't mind that one. It's high though. It's really high, man. But it could easily happen. Last night they had Clay at 2.5 threes made at minus 160. What is it now? Only thing is the Warriors have a really good 3-point defense, man. Okay, it's still the same odds, same line. Clay did mention though on his post conference after the last game against the Nuggets, he said that he's gonna share all his knowledge and what he knows about how they run their offense and things like that. So they're gonna be ready for how the Warriors switch on, especially on defense, how they ball rotation on offense. I think Clay could pick up some stocks here too. So I wouldn't mind it even in his fantasy, because I think he's gonna know the plays. He's gonna know what to expect on passes and cutting passes off. And he's been getting stocks lately too. Or he did in the beginning of the season, not lately, but I think he gets stocks for sure in this matchup. He's at minus 250 for one stock, but if you want to take a stab at his fantasy, because I think he just plays motivated overall and rebounds and tries harder on defense too, right? So if you don't want to just rely on the points, especially since it bumped up a whole 2 points, what's his fantasy? And we don't have it, so we do 24. There you go. Well, I don't mind it. And then Luka, what's his assist? Is it 7.5? Bumped to 8 on PrizePicks, but yeah, in the books I think it's 7.5. Oh, it got bumped to 8.5. So it got so much juice that they bumped it to 8.5. Okay, that's a more appropriate line for sure. This matchup. Yeah, Gafford will see a lot of Draymond, TJD. Yep. And Melton is interesting. I mean, he's playing really well, man. I would consider his fantasy, and I think these minutes are going to go up since coming back. They need him for this game. They need him for the defense and the 3-point shooting. Because yeah, he's going to play. He'll be on Kyrie. So he'll be on Kyrie. Wiggins will be on Luka. TJD and Draymond will help out on Gafford and Najee Marshall. And then what does that leave, guys? It leaves Clay and it leaves Steph. So that's going to be fun, man. I mean, they're going to be forced to. I mean, there's obviously a lot of switching that's going to happen, especially with Luka with all the pick and roll. There'll be a ton of switching because Luka's going to want to switch on to Steph. He's going to want Steph on him. But a lot of times when Clay's off in the wing or waiting for a 3-point shot, it's going to be Steph there on him. So, but yeah, Melton, like I said, I don't mind him here for his points or his fantasy. He picked up stocks in the last game. He was really good defensively. He had 3 stocks against OKC. He only played 27 minutes as his second game back. So maybe it goes up because he went from 18 minutes his first game back against the Cavs and then went to 27. So yeah, I expect it to go up even more today. So maybe we get him in like the 30, 31, 32 range, like the rest of the starters. And then last game against OKC was the most minutes Steph has played in the season so far at 37. So I think if the game stays close to the end, and since this is a cup game and all the meaning behind it, I think, guys, you're going to get 36 plus minutes out of Steph here. And when you get 36 minutes out of Steph, like, you got to take a shot on him, man. Like, just the shot volume he's going to have, the way he catches fire, the meaning behind the game for him as well. Like, I think the only thing stopping him is just the game. If one team gets hot from the 3 and the other team doesn't, and we just have a blowout, right? Then I think that's the only thing stopping Steph, because then he's gonna play like 27, 28 minutes. He won't even play in the fourth because he goes out into the third, and then he only comes back in if the game's close in the fourth. So I think it makes total sense to stack it. So I'm gonna play Steph's points as well. And then I can see what his fantasy like. Is it more than 40? If it's more than 41, 42, I consider it. But he has been just doing everything for this team. It's 39.5. That's really low, man. That's really low. So like, if I'll do this last thing and then we'll call it a day. Let me just get his updated fantasy point per minute. What is it? Why is it so low at 39.5? That's crazy. In a cup game where if he plays more than his normal time, because he's been at 40 to 41 fantasy all season. And he's still averaging 1.42, so this is pretty up to date. 1.42. Yeah, I got him at 36. If he plays 36 minutes, I got him at like 50 fantasy. Hold on, let me fix this. 50. Yeah, 50 fantasy if he plays 36 minutes, and that's what he got last game, right? He played 37 minutes. Played 37 minutes, he had 55 fantasy. So it's just really the minutes, man. Like the Boston game, we played more minutes. Yeah, the fantasy. So it's just 2.5 point spread. It's a cup game. Like I would take my chances on that, if anything, right? So, yeah, I don't know why it's 39.5, but there you go. But yeah, I like that stack, man. I think you makes total sense. Let's just hope the game doesn't blow up. But you never know with 3-point shooting teams. Game stack with Clay. Clay day. Should be fun, guys. Catch on Team T if you can. We're back tomorrow. Normal time. Maybe a little bit early at 12:30. What do we got tomorrow? How many games? Oh, we got a big one. All right. Yep, looks like maybe 8 or 9 games.
Pause.
Grady. All right, guys. Call it at 4:20.
Yes, sir. We got 2 minutes.
All right. What is he? Oh, call it at 4:20. I see.
He must be in that I don't know where that is. 2 hours from here. What is that? Not Central, not Eastern. What is it? Is it Central? It is Central. It is Central. J. Cole, where you at, bro? All right, well, I guess we'll call it. It's about to be 4:20.
Yep.
All right, man. Well, thanks for all your work and everything you're showing us. And we'll have fun watching that Bay battle tonight.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
guys.
See you in the
See you
Discord.
tomorrow.
Late.